this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to continue with the Ghost Party mini album tutorial. We're going to be working on the cover. As you know, I am going to be using this piece here from the dollar store. If you don't have it, it's totally okay. You can still decorate your cover. But we're going to first go ahead and finish up with this section. This is the first part that we worked on, and I kind of wanted to add a couple more elements in here before we move on to the cover. So we have this center spinning accordion fold, but of course I wanted to add just a couple more elements. So let's go ahead and start with that. So I am going to cut one piece using my heavyweight cardstock at 7.5 by 8.5, and I'm gonna put this one on the side. And then I'm going to cut one piece of 7 inches by 8 inches. Okay, now this piece I am going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8.5 inch, or at so this piece we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 8-inch side. Just going to fold right there, put that aside as well, and then I am going to cut one piece of 5 by 10. Okay, so 5 and then by 10 inches. This piece I am going to score at 1, 2, and 9, and we are going to fold along the score lines right here. Okay, and then I'm going to do a piece of 7.5 by 9 inches, and we are going to score this piece at 1/2 inch along the 9-inch side. And I'm just going to fold along the score lines, and now we're gonna put these pieces together. So I am first going to join together the piece that is 7.5 by 8 inches with the piece that is 7.5 by 9. We're going to glue these actually along the bottom. So I'm going to add my glue right here, and we're going to line this up along the bottom, and I'm just going to press down right in here. Then I'm going to add a couple of magnets along the top right here. So that is going to be that. Now I'm going to, you see how strong these are, which is good because we're going to add kind of like a more bulky layout on the inside. So I'm going to open this up and cover the inside with my cardstock. I'm going to be using purple cardstock. You could also use orange. I just wanted to kind of mix it up a bit and use more Halloween different colors. So I am going to cut these two pieces at 7.25 by 8.25, and we're just going to glue this inside right here. And then we're going to glue these piece that we prepared. So we have the 1 inch on one side and the two 1 inches on the other. And so I'm just going to glue the 1 inch section onto this bottom panel right here. You want to make sure that it is center. And so we're just going to put that one right there. I'm just going to press down. And then for the other side, we're going to add glue on this edge. Okay, just like that. And then I'm just going to fold these two back and close this whole piece. Okay, so I'm just going to close that. I'm going to press down. And then we're going to open this up. And then here we have our floating page again, and we're going to add a couple elements to this. So I'm going to close that up. So I'm going to cut two pieces of 6.5 by 5.25. Okay, and we're going to score these two pieces at 1/2 inch along the 5.25. Okay, so 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. And then we're going to add those two onto our floating element right there. So I'm just going to fold along the score lines, these two, and we are going to glue one on each side. Then I'm just going to close this and close that and press down. Now we're going to bring our book back. Okay, so here is our book, and now I'm going to open this up, open this down, and on this top panel section I am going to glue the piece that we cut at 7 by 8.5. I'm going to glue this one along the right side, and just going to add some glue. And then we're going to open this up, and I am going to glue another piece of my solid cardstock, and this is also 8.25 by 7.25. And I'm just going to add this right here for the background. And now we're going to bring our section back here, and I'm just going to place this right on top, and I'm going to open this up. Okay, and then we're going to poke a hole that's going to go through these two layers. Okay, so I'm going to move the book so I can show you. And I have a little brad that is what we're going to use to make this top section spin. So again, I'm going to hold this right here and just do a little hole right down on the corner. And then I'm going to add the brad. Okay, it's okay if it moves, it's totally fine. And then we're going to close it, and I'm going to open this up and close the brads right here. Okay, and then we're going to secure that with some tape. And then we have this spinning page here. Now I'm going to close this and add the same two magnets that we have going on the top. I'm gonna add those back here, so that way when this whole thing spins, it's going to get back in place. And just add those two. So then over here we have this section that opens down. We have this element, and then this is going to spin. Let me move this over. This is going to spin down, and then we're going to be able to open that up. And now here I am going to be adding my beautiful paper. So this is going to be 7¼ just going to cut this right there by 6¾ okay, so I'm going to start here and then count 7¼ this way, and we're just going to glue this piece right there. And then so we're going to spin this back in place, and now this is going to close here first. We're going to close that up, and then here on the top I'm going to add another one of my design paper. So I'm going to use this one. I love the little ghost party. And so there you go. So now I'm going to close that up and close these, and we're going to be done with that section, and we're going to move to the cover. Okay, so now we're ready to play with our cover. So again, I'm using this haunted house from Dollar Tree, and I went ahead and painted this in black. This is actually called Fancy Black by Artisa, and I don't have it with me right now, but it's this black with a little bit of shimmer gold to it, and I just really like it. And so we're gonna be adding this right here. Now, if you don't have the haunted house, we can always use one of these sheets and then just add other like ghosty elements here as well. So you can kind of just play around with that, and so I think that would be really cute as well. But what I'm going to do is use some of the little ghosties on this page. I'm going to be cutting this one apart because I want the smaller ghost to kind of peek through from the inside of the window like that. And then also I want to use the lights that we have in there. So I'm going to cut around, and then I just went ahead and cut around some of those ghosties. These are from the ephemera sheets. So I went ahead and glued these up here on the top of the haunted house, and then I'm going to cut this little ghost that I'm just going to go like this, and I want to put him here on the window. Okay, so maybe somewhere like that. And I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to try not to move it, and just glue around the window here. Okay, and just glue that right there. Okay, so that is going to be our ghost inside the window. And then we have this other one. I think this one is so fun, so I'm going to just cut around him. And I'm going to glue this little guy somewhere up in here, like flying on the top. Okay, so that's gonna be that one. Then we have the bats. I do want to put the bats somewhere up in there as well. Okay, so there we go. And then we have this other ghost, and then because these ones are bigger, I want to make them look like they're farther closer to you, so I'm going to add some chipboard pieces behind them to give them more volume. And so I'm just gonna have to cut this like that. Okay, and I'm going to do 2 pieces, so I'm going to do one more just like this, and then I'm going to glue them together, and just trim the sides. Okay, and we're gonna glue this right on the back. The little ghost. So now he can go somewhere up in there. Add some glue and decorate this little haunted house. And even if you don't do the mini album, I think this will be a fun way to just play around with these Dollar Tree haunted houses and use them for decoration. And so now this one I'm gonna put over here by the door, and also add some chipboard pieces behind. And then the pumpkin I'm just going to glue down right there. And then I have this other little ghost, and then maybe he can come this way. And then I'm going to use some yellow cardstock to cover the inside of the windows. So I'm just gonna do some windows, not all of them. So I'm gonna do that one, this one right here. And notice that when I painted the house, I did the top on the back here only, because you will see that after we glue it. So I'm just adding glue around the window, and I'm going to put this piece back there, and then you can see some yellow, like kind of like if the light was on. Okay, and I'm going to do the same maybe for this window here. I'm just going to add glue around it and just put this piece right in there. Okay, and then for some of the other ones, I'm just going to use this leftover and, you know, make it look more on the dark side. I think we can do this one here on the center. Okay, I'm gonna put that one right there. And I do want to do another yellow piece. Okay, and then maybe down here I will do this one. Okay, there we go. I think I'm just going to finish the other ones with the dark. Okay, so now I'm just going to cover the front. I'm just going to use this design because I do like the blue on the stripes, and we are gonna cover that up with the house and just see a little bit of the blue. And so I'm going to do a layer of orange And I'm just gonna glue this one down. This one was cut at 8 3/4 by 7 3/4. And I'm just gonna put that one here first. Okay, and then you can just do the orange if you like as well, and that's how that will look. But I do like the stripes, so I'm going to add these here. And I was asked by someone to do just like a set of background pages, and that way you can have more complementary pages. So I'm going to be adding that as well, like a background set. That way you would only have like stripes or the watercolor pages, and this will be a good background to have like behind the house as well. I think that will be good. And so then I'm just gonna glue the house right here. Before I glue the house though, I am going to glue the paper that's going to go on the back. And so now we're just going to glue these. So I'm going to add glue all over the back. And there you go. So we are done with our fun ghost party mini album. I will be back with a final walkthrough after I add more of the paper and finish decorating the inside as well. But I really hope that you guys enjoy the tutorial. Again, the paper collection we will link on the description box down below. And I will be also having a cutting guide that I am finishing right now. So I will probably have that one up tomorrow for those of you who like to see all the step-by-step cutting ahead. And so yeah, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.